What's up again, YouTube? Let me see which one I'm gonna pick right now. All right, the 11 desires. The 11 desires. This is what the first and foremost. This is what people's hierarchy of needs or desires. This is how it should go, or somewhere along this line at least. And number one would be inner peace, or Saket Hetepu, or Nirvana if you're a Buddhist or a Hindu, whatever. Unity with all things, not just people, but everything, and everything in the environment, everything. So certainty or guidance that just comes from knowing the self. So if you're certain that you know the self, anything that if you are connected to the divine, to the self like that, any path that you pick, or wherever you choose or will your energy body to go or do, you'll have the guidance of the self regardless, and you'll be certain if you know the self. But some people don't, they don't know that the body is a vessel, almost like a radio tuner. So just because a thought goes through thought, which is electromagnetic, if that goes through the body, the vessel, it doesn't necessarily mean that thought's coming from the self. So if you knew yourself, then you know, like, that's not me there. I'm picking that up from something. And from there, from after the certainty and guidance is empowerment. Just to know yourself again and to know what you're capable of. And if anybody has kids, they need to stress that, that God is them, God is you. The kid probably already knows it better than you if you haven't damaged it hard enough, from the vaccines and the hospital birth and whatnot. If it has any sense left, or isn't lobotomized chemically from the chemicals that they've been subjected to, then they'll definitely know that God is them. But if not, and you got to just remind them, empower them that way, because that's what every generation coming up needs to know. Have that self-worth, man. That's why people, want to act like America is down. It's whatever your perception is, man. And as America is low or whatever right now, because the energy is low. Wherever the energy is low, then the currency is going to be low, because money is energy, or going to gradually decline at least. So that, America, the energy's low, obesity's high. Australia too. Wherever the obesity's high and the energy's low, the money's going to go down. Like, it just has to, I mean, they're going to prop stuff up to make people strive for that artificial Western life. They have to keep the American dream alive to, dupe all these people into thinking it's worth something. But I'm just saying, if you empower yourself into knowing that you can create a heavenly habitat for yourself and yours, and anyone that, comes your way, you can handle any situation, whatever, that's empowerment. That's the next need or desire as far as being in this human body. And then from there would be justice and protection. You should, and again, God doesn't protect. Well, God will protect you in a sense of the self is God, but you are in charge of protection of your energy body. Yourself is in charge of that. And justice. If you live by the laws of Ma'at, or the laws of the universe, then the justice will carry itself out regardless, one way or another. And then self-reliance or freedom would be the next desire. And of course, that's what we should all be self-reliant, and that creates a freedom, and that comes with the energy being high enough though, and the knowing yourself and empowering yourself. If your energy's low, you're probably not going to be self-reliant. You probably won't be free, because again, money's energy, and money creates a lot of freedom, and it's just a form of energy, but again, just got to keep that energy high, or get into the flow of energy, but either way, and from there, after self-reliance and freedom, creativity and pleasure, vice versa, whatever, that would be next on the line, whatever your fancy is. And then from there will be goals. Everybody, deserves to be able to, set benchmarks and precedents and different things like that, just so you know where you at in your own personal growth, because only you can judge you, man. You're your biggest critic, or you should be at least. And you should be able to always, the next desire should be able to transcend any dysfunction, unspoil the spoiled, whatever your dysfunction is, transcend it. Probably gonna, it's gonna take going into a trance state, whether it be sleep or whatever, but it's gonna take some time to transition yourself to, alleviate the emotional problems that you have probably, and to turn the bad habits into good ones. But you gotta start somewhere. And then your self-worth. That's what it comes down to at the end. Proof of self-worth. That'd be the last desire. You know, like, okay, I've lived my life. I've created this for me and mine, and this is my family enjoying what the fruits of all our labor. When I come back, it'll still be all gone, and we'll just build from there. And that's what these people that run the world do. They know about all this, man. They know about bringing ancestors back. They know who they're bringing back. Why do you think they killed Princess Diana? Because she was trying to mess with somebody outside the bloodline. They knew, like, she might bring somebody back that isn't supposed to get brought back through this portal. But either way, that's the 11 desires. If you have desires that supersede those, yeah, you're not living right. You know what I mean? That should all come first, and then everything else comes after that. But I know it just takes some work, like all of us, especially if you're from America. We're pretty sick here, boy.